This is Paddock Pass Live, powered by our very good friends at Repco. Greg Ruston, Matt Nolte with you live in the pit lane. Day one of the Superloop Adelaide 500, round one of the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship. We are going to wander this half of the lane and build up the first session of practice for the year. Hope you're excited. We certainly are too. We would love your comments. You can leave them below. We're live on both YouTube and Facebook for that matter. Lots to talk about as we get set to see these cars on track in an official capacity for the first time this year.
Rusty, as exciting as the series is it more exciting to have you back in the lane with us here at the Adelaide 500? Can't wait for this, but there's been so many great memories over the years here.
I'm showing my age. I was very fortunate to come here in the first year in 1999, but I have more grey hairs than you, Matt. And that was the year, of course, that Craig Lowndes went back to back. So we've got some wonderful memories that we're over the weekend going to look back on. So you can see that on screen there at the moment. My buddy Lee Diffie calling the action. Maybe you've got a comment that you'd like to leave below there. What's your favourite memory? The race that really sticks in your mind during the wonderful, more than 20-year history now of this great event.
The uniqueness about that event was it was meant to be one race over 2 days with a competition caution effectively at the end of lap 78. It didn't work. I was on a pit team that weekend. It was open slather from 6 p.m. They then came back and did another 78 laps. But no one would ever have thought the event would get as big as it did. When we saw the grandstands full on Friday, you knew we were in for something quite special, and that still brings back memories, that first race alone.
They went big in that first year, and you knew from the very outset they wanted to make an impression, and that they've done. They are etched in the calendar as our traditional opening round. And this one here in 2014, everyone still talks about it. It was the emergence in many ways of Scotty McLaughlin. We saw some great battling here, but also some great character after this race too, didn't we?
Incredible. It was the first time the race winner was almost forgotten about in the process. McLaughlin and Whincup, the first appearance of the Volvo on the streets of Adelaide, and the champ got it done here. But at the top of the hairpin, the car squirreled. It opened the gap as Lowndes took the win. He was 3 or 4 seconds down the road. The cameraman didn't know where to focus on. McLaughlin would drive past and would blow the decibel meter away here on the streets of Adelaide. He got second in Volvo's first ever race here.
And of course, had a great chat with Mark Loretta afterwards. Here we go. laughing about giving it some jandal. So as we walk the lane here, we're out the front of Brad Jones Racing. Why don't we start with the fact that 4 cars this year for these guys: Nick Percat, Todd Hazelwood joining this operation, a proud South Australian racer, Macaulay Jones as well, and Jack Smith. And these guys had 3 cars in the top 10 in the official test session the other day at Taylor Bend.
Very, very fast indeed. Great to see Todd Hazelwood land a seat. He made the top 10 shootout here last year and really became a South Australian hero. He's got support from Plus Fitness and X-Convenience on the car, on the mobile car here of Nick Percat. Remember, he won the rain-sodden event here back in 2016. It was called short when that monsoon lashed the circuit here on lap 48.
Let's keep wandering down the lane with our cameraman. Obviously some TV activity here. Some of the garages are set for both Network 10 and for Fox Sports across the weekend. Fox Sports will be on, incidentally, from 1:25 Eastern Daylight Savings Time today, so you'll be able to join Jess Yates and Scafie and all of the crew. They did a great job last night on trackside, we should point out too, talking about one of the topics that I know many of you are conversing about at the moment. That's, of course, Holden and the shock news in recent time. They reminisced, of course, about the fact that they were all on our panel last night, able to live that dream and to be drivers in an official factory sense for Holden.
And you know what? I think that's going to bring the crowds out this weekend, knowing this is going to be something quite special. The last time we'll see Holden in quite a competitive course. There's some cars on the circuit now in the background here. It's been buzzing since 9 o'clock this morning. It's a fantastic atmosphere. I want to go all Formula 1 because that was a Formula 1 car going past. See the markings right here. That is an old marking from the McLaren Formula 1 team. This was the great Ayrton Senna's garage in his final ever year of Formula 1.
So we're bringing you some shots of the cars now, and we'll talk about it over the weekend. You'll hear more about it, of course, in the coverage. But we've got a beautiful array of Brabhams that are here, a Tolman. I mean, there's so much history that is on show. And, of course, the track itself is by and large most of the old GP track, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's the Formula 1, the Tolman car out in the circuit right now that's buzzing the streets and jolting the memories. I know I've got the shivers already. We look at Bryce Forward, who makes his full-time championship debut, who co-drove last year with Andre Heimgartner, won the Super 2 championship and gets the spot now at Walkinshaw Andretti United. Loving the new liveries, loving the drivers. One of the really biggest silly seasons we've had in a long, long time.
Great to see Chaz Mostert making his debut for that team. Here we go past. Here's Barry Ryan. I'm going to dive in here very very, very quickly at Erebus. Sorry, boys. And nice to see you, mate. We're live on Facebook for the fans. How are you looking? How are you feeling ahead of first practice for this team?
Yeah, really good, really confident. We had a really good test day, and both Anton, Dave, and the engineers worked together really well, and we found some things that we wanted to find, so we should be fast.
I asked Davey at an event at Luna Park in Melbourne recently for the launch of another round of the championship there about his car. How is it, and is there little fine tuning to come with that car?
Yeah, he's got a brand new car this year, so yeah, it's no different to the old one really. We just tidy little things up, but yeah, it should be just as fast.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
A fantastic weekend. So there you go. We're not all that far from Will Davison's entry. He was the fastest man in the test session. Lots of news around Scott McLaughlin at the moment. The media gathered down there a little while ago, and of course some very hungry people at Red Bull Racing Australia. They want to chase Shell V-Power Racing for that team's title and the Drivers' Championship this year, don't they?
An incredibly busy day coming up as well. Last year we trialled the Thursday practice session at sunset. Today it's in the afternoon. It's the first chance to see the cars, the drivers in their new liveries, in the new cars. It all starts 1:25 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Fox Sports 5:06. If you're in Adelaide, jump in the car and jump on the public transport. Get down to the Adelaide Street Circuit. It's going to be mega. The Superloop Adelaide 500. We'll see you later on.